Hello Summoners, and welcome to another Pro Guides video. My name is Zyrene, and today we have some more sad news regarding the coronavirus situation in League of Legends. As you may have heard by now, in late January, LPL was suspended due to the outbreak in China, and at the start of March, the LCK was delayed too. There were also several other delays in major venues all around the world. But now the virus is hitting the biggest events too, as Riot had just confirmed. The Mid-Season Invitational, the second most important tournament after Worlds, has officially been postponed from May to July. But real quick, for our question of the day, I want to know how this epidemic is affecting you guys. Personally, since LA has kind of been in the state of emergency and I'm already stocked up on food as well as hygienic products, I've just been my same old degenerate self, just climbing the rank ladder and having a lot of time to play video games, so it hasn't really affected me that much. But if you are like me and you're planning to use the free time in your schedule to gain that ELO, look no further than ProGuides.com. We've got a ton of challenger coaches waiting to help you improve at League of Legends, so make sure to check that out if you want to hit your dream rank by the end of the season. Now let's talk more about what this virus actually is. COVID-19, as it's officially named, is a new virus strain with symptoms not unlike the common flu. Likewise, it also spreads from person to person by cough or sneeze. So this is the reason why many events worldwide are getting canceled, and why countries like Italy have placed themselves in a tight quarantine. Some speculate that this virus will also subside when the cold season ends, similar to how the flu does. But there are confirmed cases right now in tropical countries such as Indonesia, Malaysia, and in the southern hemisphere countries such as Australia or Brazil. So we don't know yet if it will truly get weaker with the higher temperatures. As for how it started to affect the league scene, we got the first taste in COVID-19's origin country, China. On the 26th of January, there was an official announcement about the LPL shutting down indefinitely. This was changed to being online only on March 9th. And to make up for the lost time, right now LPL is running 7 days a week until the 19th of April. This was the first time a major regions league has run its matches online. And what makes this an even stranger situation for LPL is the fact that normally teams travel to compete using a home/away format like traditional sports. But after the LPL, the next one hit by the outbreak was its South Korean counterpart, the LCK. At first, they held their matches without an audience, but as the situation worsened, the 6th of March saw the last matches in the league before an indefinite hiatus. As of right now, we do not know when the LCK will come back, but it may follow a similar pattern to the Chinese league, where the matches will be held online in an attempt to not lag behind the rest of the world. In Europe, the LEC has no intention of pausing its league matches, though the post-game handshakes and high-fiving the crowd have been halted. As for LEC playoffs finals, they will not be held in Budapest as originally planned, but will instead stay in the small LEC studio in Berlin, Germany. This is actually a big disappointment to Hungarian fans who have been eager to see the pros perform on their home soil, but Riot said that they still plan to host a live audience in the Berlin studio. As for North America, the LCS playoffs finals are still scheduled to be held in Frisco, Texas, but some activities like fan meetups, interacting with the crowd and between players after the matches, will be forbidden. And for the latest news regarding the Mid-Season Invitational, it is now scheduled to run from Friday, July the 3rd until Sunday, July the 19th. And since the tournament normally takes place in May, the regional league's dates have also been shifted to accommodate it. For example, last year the LCS summer split began on the 1st of June, but now that date will be May 16th. Or in Europe, last year it was June 7th, but now it's May 22nd. This also means that MSI will take place at the same time as the leagues, which will probably be very stressful for teams who will have to partake in both their league as well as the international tournament. We have yet to see how this will exactly unfold. Maybe the leagues themselves create a 2-week pause like they did for Rift Rivals before, or maybe the teams will be stuck traveling back and forth. Stay tuned to Pro Guides for any news on this. And we don't yet know the location of MSI either. Last year it was held in Taiwan and Vietnam, in 2018 it was in Europe, in 2017 in Brazil, 2016 in China, and 2015 in the USA. So maybe this year's MSI will finally be held in a repeating region, or perhaps Russia or Turkey, but we don't know quite yet. Riot also announced that they are canceling Rift Rivals, which is normally in that June-July spot, and now it's just gone completely for 2020, and potentially for the entire future. I actually think this is a good idea, and Rift Rivals was something that started off as being really competitive between some regions, but honestly, it never quite hit the mark. Just kind of like All-Stars, where is it for fun? Is it competitive? Why is it in the middle of the season? All of these questions were raised every single time, and it kind of took away from the legitimacy of a real international competition, not just from the time slot and all of those aspects, but also The fact that you weren't playing against every region, you were just playing against 1 or 2 if you were over in Asia. So this tournament never really fulfilled the goals of what I thought it set out to do. And seeing it completely removed, I think, is a good move from Riot, because now they're saying this freed up bandwidth is something that they'll be able to use in the future for potentially more tournaments or to better the leagues in general. But I will miss the rap battles.
1v9 U9X, GG go next, a trophy in 80 minutes or less.
There is some light on the horizon though. The 2020 World Championship in China looks to be unmoved by the pandemic. Yet. According to David Higdon, the global head of communications for esports at Riot Games, they expect the situation to be resolved by then, and that this year's tournament will be an incredible 10th anniversary of World Celebration. And a side note for the Mid-Season Invitational being moved to being in the middle of the season, I actually think this impacts the tournament a lot, because by that point, the teams that were number 1 and scheduled to go to the Mid-Season Invitational may actually be struggling in the league. You may actually send a 5th place or 6th place or even 4th or 3rd place team to the tournament when it's supposed to be about the number 1 teams from every region. So when the meta shifts or potentially doesn't favor that team anymore, we may see a Mid-Season Invitational unlike any other, and it may not be as competitive. And that's kind of my worry going in, is that moving that date, although it is for health reasons and understandable, will compromise a bit of the legitimacy of the tournament. Lastly, the COVID-19 outbreak is impacting way more than just our esports. Countries are shutting down their borders, people aren't going outside, and even other traditional sports are canceling their own leagues. So what do? We wash our hands regularly and stay away from toxic teammates, at least 3 feet away. And also, if you have your right hand on your face, you should probably stop doing that too. Don't touch your face. I know we do it all the time and we aren't even conscious of it. But here's your touching face check. Don't do that. Go wash your hands. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. And once again, you can check out our website, ProGuides.com, if you want to take your ranked armor to the next level. They've got enormous amounts of League of Legends content that will teach you more about the game, more about your mentality going in, as well as some neat little tricks that are unknown to the average player. Also, stay tuned to our YouTube channel since we release League of Legends related content every single day. Good luck on the Rift, stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time.